battery is done charging. Let's go check it out. And get my volt-o-meter here. There's the old lawnmower. Roof is drippy. You can see how the floor is a little wet. So I got to do some work on the roof. But you can see how it's dripping on top of that lawnmower right there. Ooh, just got me on top of my head too. I hardly ever come out here. Whenever it's raining. Being out here on a rainy day is a good time to check on things. Oh yeah, definitely some drips. Oh well. All right. There's my battery. And see how the charger's all the way done? The charger's off now. And I brought my volt-o-meter out here, and I'm gonna check on that. Whew, it is cold. I can feel my fingers already starting to. It's not cold enough to snow or for the water to freeze. I think it's like maybe 38 degrees, but it's still cold. Oh my gosh. I'm going to turn this thing around. Why is this thing so blurry? I get smudges on my lens? Okay. All right. That's much better. Well, it's still a little blurry. It's like it's not focusing. I don't know. This phone acts up sometimes, and I guess it don't like the cold. All right, that's focusing a little bit better now. Guess I just had to get used to it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these. Set those up here aside. And get my volt-o-meter ready here so y'all can see this. So I'm going to... The battery is direct current, so that little symbol there, I don't know if you can see that or not. That little symbol there means alternating, voltage alternating, and this is voltage direct, basically. Direct current versus alternating current. So I'm going to set it on the 20 reading because the next reading down is way too low of a reading. So I'm going to set it on the 20. Just let it do its thing. Then I'm going to pick up my leads here. Hope I don't get bit by a spider while I do it. All right. Oh, come on. All right. Maybe I should put it right here instead. All right, let me swap hands here. Sometimes, let me see. So the red goes on positive, which is this side, and the black goes on negative, which is that side. So, well, it's blocking the light. Let me change hands. Man, okay. Okay, red goes on positive, and that's positive. See the positive symbol right there? Black goes on negative, and right there is the negative symbol. So I'm going to take these, put one on the red, all right, one on the black, one on the red, with one hand. I'm the one hand bandit. Okay. All right, get on there. All right, see the voltage? It's saying 13.08 volts, which is good. It's a 12 volt battery, so 13.8, 13.9 volts should be good. I hope it has the cranking power, the amps, cranking power, or whatever you'll call it, to turn over that engine. Turn that thing back off. So I'll run this out there and put that back in the in that Jeep Grand Cherokee and see what happens. I put the battery in the car. I guess you can tell it's running. A little smoky there. And hear that click, 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 click. I gotta fix that. Gotta figure that out. But there's the battery. I cleaned these. I cleaned the post and I cleaned the inside of the connector. Put them on there, tighten them up, each one. That's the negative, that's the positive. They cranked up, perfect. But this thing right here, now that I got it going, I'll show you this thing right here. That's the thing I think I'm missing a part on right there. Right there. And that hose is a vacuum hose from the engine. And when I put my hand over it, I want you to listen to it. So it's missing something. And the vacuum not working properly is making my brakes not work properly. Of course, you notice, you hear the difference in the engine? Hear that? That makes a difference in how the engine works, too. So, that little piece right there is affecting how the brakes work and how the engine works. So I gotta fix that. Yeah, I looked it up online. I think that piece costs about $6. So I'm gonna get that and replace it today. If I get the brakes fixed, next thing I'll do is figure out what that knocking sound is. I may have to take the valve cover off. This valve cover here, I may have to take that off and get in there and look while it's running a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I'll get in there and adjust or tighten things, replace the seal around that. Maybe. This thing doesn't fit very well either. See, that thing's kind of sucky. So I gotta probably replace that as well. That's not right. I don't even know if that's working. I may have to replace that part there and this. Well, I'm pretty sure I will. Alright. So I'm gonna lower the hood down. I'm gonna turn this thing around so that I can get it up there at the shed. Whew, where the front is inside. You know, I could probably put some tape over that thing where it's pulling in the air. So I was looking around trying to figure out, where do I have any tape? I'm pretty sure I've got tape down here somewhere. Where's my tape? Yeah, vinyl electrical tape. I'm gonna do a, I don't know what you call it. But anyway, man, I need to rearrange my toolbox too a little bit. See that? It's so easy to lose tools. Put that back in there. Alright, so I got some electrical tape. I know this isn't an approved way of doing things, but I'm going to try something just to see. Now I need something to cut it with. I know I had some scissors over here. Oh yeah, I found some scissors. Woohoo! All right, So I got my electrical tape and I got my scissors. All right. Well, the electrical tape didn't work because that vacuum was so much it wanted to suck the tape in there. So I looked in this little box here and I found a cap. I don't know what it fit. It fit over something, like a bottle cap. And I took that and I put that over the, turn the slide on. Whew. Oh, that didn't help. I don't know if you can't really see it. I mean, it's kind of dark right here, but I set it right, just like set it there, and the vacuum's holding it on. I got in the car and I moved the car around. The brakes seemed like they were working perfect. I can't believe it. I'm gonna go buy that part, and whenever I replace it, I'm gonna, of course you hear that knock. That knock is the next thing I gotta fix. But I wanted to get these brakes fixed first. But I replaced that part. I think it was $5.99, so it'd be $6 and some odd cents with tax at O'Reilly's. So I'm gonna go get that part and replace it. And but you can hear it. It sounds totally different now because I got that. It's just a cap off of a spray can sitting on top of it, and the vacuum's holding it there. Okay, let me reach down here. I'm gonna grab it and pull it off. Hear the difference? That's what I had stuck to it. Now it's stuck to the front of it. So. Just that thing. So that showed me something about the brakes and that one part there that's all broken. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Just a cap off the top of something, just stuck in front of it. It didn't get a real good seal because it's got those little notches there, but man, that made a world of difference in the brakes. I have learned something today. That check valve thing on the brake thing, that makes a big difference in the operation of your brakes. All right, I'm making the long walk down to O'Reilly's. I got registration in my hand, and I figured I'd walk. I need to exercise. It's been a little rainy, but it's not rainy now. It's just wet. So give me a little time and I'll go down there and get that part and then come back. All right, I'm back from O'Reilly's. Let me get that out of the way. I'll show you what I got. Whoo-wee. All right, I was looking at my receipt here. Let me pull that thing out. This is the power brake check valve, which is that, and it's got grommets in it. You see the different size grommets. This one is a universal fit. Right here it says universal fit. When I went to O'Reilly's, I took my registration down there. The guy looked up my specific vehicle in their system. In their system, they could find everything about the brakes for that specific model year. They could not find this. The guy behind the counter checking on their system, he suggested, well, since their system doesn't show one of these or have them in stock or even show that they even stock them at all, not even at the warehouse, right? He suggested I go to a junkyard and pull one off of an old vehicle. Or, I don't know, ordered the entire power brake booster assembly. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'd already looked online. And I had already found this online. Online, when I checked, it said this part will fit and work perfectly fine. And it looks just like it, except for the part that's broke off and missing. This is a universal fit, and it's something people need to know. When you go to an auto parts place and you're looking for a specific part and it doesn't show up in their system for that specific vehicle, it's normally because you can get like an aftermarket. See, this one's called Dorman. It's the Dorman brand. You can normally get an aftermarket part, right? That's universal, which meaning it will fit many, many different models of cars, right? Got to keep that in mind. Don't go running off to a junkyard trying to find one, right? Spending 6 months trying to find a part in the junkyard. When you just look around, you find the parts that fit. They're universal. And the reason it's universal is because of the different grommet sizes. They have 2 grommet sizes. You put that grommet in there, this thing fits in the grommet, right? And you got the hose that runs to it too from the carburetor. Perfect fit. Perfect, what do you call it? Works perfect. I also picked up a PVC valve. This is also a Dorman. It says it fits Chrysler products, right? It's a PCV elbow valve. And on that Jeep out there, remember, Jeep is a Chrysler product. A lot of people don't know that. On that Jeep out there, where that funky hose is, it looks like a water hose from the garden, right? If you notice that top piece in the Jeep looked like it had been broke off, so the elbow part had been broke off, and they tried to twist that thing that way, and it crimped it. Also got some hoses for the other little hoses that look like they need to be replaced. This is a 1/4 inch by 2 foot, so I got plenty of hose there. Looks like 2 feet in there. That's what it says, but I'll be using that. And I also got this hose, which is a bigger hose. It's a 15/32 inch by 2 foot hose, and this one looks like it will fit on this perfectly. Oh, there we go. But anyway, it looks like it'll fit on this perfectly. So I'll be replacing that weird looking one that looks like a water hose. Okay, that's it. That's all that's in my bag. All right, now let's show you the prices. The PVC elbow, which is this, $5.99. I think this one's called a crankcase vent hose. So on my receipt, the one that says vent hose is $3.99. The other one that says fuel line hose. Fuel line hose is $3.49. The valve and grommet set, this, which is my for my brakes, $5.99. And then there was a $1.80 tax, which brings it up to $21.26. So for $21.26, I may be able to fix my brakes, replace some hoses, the PVC valve, maybe my engine start running a little bit smoother. So let me go to the Jeep and I'm going to get a light going. All right, I needed more light under the hood, so let's see if I can get this fluorescent light going. Oh, there you go. make a little hanger to hang that on. Sometimes you just gotta improvise. You gotta find little pieces and parts to fix things so that you can like hang it up a light. All right. I've got these little like aluminum wire things, easy to bend. I'm gonna make me a hanger for that light. See how I'm bending that? I'm going to see if I can bend this other one to be a lot like it. It's good to have wires you can actually bend with your hands. Let's see what that does. Okay. And then I'm going to have them go in here and over. So let's bend it that way. So I got that over there. Make this happen here without electrocuting myself. Look at that. Perfect. That's called ingenuity, right? There's an engine. I know, that's a stupid joke. Okay. All right. So, what have I got here? I'm going to see if I can get this thing set up a little bit better here. There we go. Not perfect, but good enough, I guess. Now let's see if I can work without knocking over this thing. All right, so this is the PVC valve. And this is that, what looks like a freaking garden hose. Take that off of there. Look at that. That's a piece of, you know what. It was all crimped. You can't even see through it. It's so crimped. So we wasn't getting good airflow from here to here. Right. So I got my hose. It'll run from there to there. And I got the PVC valve that fits right in there. So I need to see if I can get that one out. Oh yeah, here it goes. Oh my gosh. I need to get a tool to get that out. We got those out too. Let's see if I can get this thing out. Out. Should just pop right out. All right, I'm gonna do this. Whip it. See if I can just pop it out this way. I don't know who put that red paint on there. All right, this is gonna be paint, isn't it? That's a rubber piece right there. Probably going to have to replace that rubber piece someday. All right. Oh gosh. I guess I just had to kind of force it. It's not one solid piece, is it? No, of course not. Alright, so I'm going to have to work with this to get that part out of the rubber thing there. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. I got that out of there. I turned the camera off because, you know, you guys didn't need to hear 5 minutes of me cursing at a stupid piece of plastic while I was trying to get it apart. But that came out of there. Remember, that was plugged in there. And looking at this, right, I mean, you can tell that's basically the same thing right there. And you can see where the elbow thing was broken off. And it's also missing a piece on the inside, which is kind of weird. Hope that's not in the engine. No, I don't feel it in the engine, which is good. Gotta clean that off. You don't want junk going down the engine. And of course, every time I'm out here working and I make a mess of my hands, I realize I don't have anything to wipe them on. I don't have any paper towels. All right, so let me go find something to do that. I gotta clean up some parts and then put that in. All right, find me something to wipe my hands on. It's always good to work clean instead of being a big mess. Wipe that up there. And my mom's pulling out over there. I have to go say hi to her. Okay, well, she didn't even know I was here. So, looks like she headed out to go get some lunch. She does that. She likes to get out of the house and go get some lunch. All right, this piece I'm going to kind of wipe it down too a little bit. So I don't want gunk getting in there. I don't know who would want to paint all this stuff red. I mean, it looks kind of cool in its own way, but I think it probably would have been better off if that person didn't do that. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this PVC thing in there. All right. Let's see. It was definitely missing something, wasn't it? Look at that. You can see straight through that one. Broken, everything. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can get that put back in here. Should go in easier than the other one came out. Just kind of give it a good push. There it goes. It's in there. And they're perfect. Not an absolute great fit. It's a little tiny loose in there. I may end up having to replace this rubber piece because that rubber piece seems kind of tough now. Over time, the rubber pieces get tough. Plus, it's cold. As it gets cold and hot, they'll change in diameter too. But that'll work a heck of a lot better than this old one, that's for sure. So let me see if I can get that put back in there. Oh my gosh. Should have put that in there before I put the thing on. Oh, come on. Let me just get up there and give it a good push. All right, I'm gonna take this back out. Hope I don't break it while I'm doing it. Nah, I think it's on to stay. Okay, I gotta work at this. I'll work at that and then get back to you. Okay, what I've done, so I took that back off of there. Took a little prying with the screwdriver, but I got it. So I'm gonna get this part and put it back in because it moves a little bit easier now. All right, we're just gonna knock it back in there. All right. Scoot that out of the way. I feel like I need to get up there and stand on it. Hang on, I'll get it. See, being an old rubber piece, it doesn't bend as easy. It still bends a little bit, but nothing like it used to. The paint's still coming off. All right, let me see what I can do here. All right, got it in there. Fits tighter than I thought it did. All right, now to get this thing back in there. Just give it a good push. Oh, here we go. All right, perfect. Look at that. Perfect fit. This looks like it's about the same size as that. So I'm going to clean that off real quick. Make sure you don't have too much gunk on it. I'm going to get that hose, connect that hose up. I don't know. I know this isn't the brake part, but I just figured I'd get this knocked out real quick, since it is one of those things that I had found. Let's see if I can get that on there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm kind of forcing that on there. I'll go ahead and put it on this end. And then, after I got it on this end, then I'll measure it out, figure out exactly what I need to go here. And then I'll cut it and put that on there. Get it on. It's a tight fit, that's for sure. Alright. I'm going to work with that for a little bit. Okay, I think I got this one on. I think I got that side on good enough. It's on about that far. But the air pressure that's in there is not going to be enough to make this go one way or the other. So I think it's going to be fine. I got a pair of scissors to cut this with because it is rubber. and I will be able to cut it. These are really sharp, by the way. So what I want to do is I want this to have a good natural curve. No kinks, nothing like that. No kinks, just a good natural curve to it. So I don't want it out this way too far, which I could, but it doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to use that natural curve there and then kind of cut it to fit. I think I need to cut it about right there. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to cut it about right there, I guess. So it's cutting. See if I can get it to cut straight. There we go. So that'll be perfect for that. Set that aside. So that way I've got extra hose if in case I need it on another vehicle or on this one somewhere else. Okay. See if I can get that on there. All right. It's on there. All right. Certainly a heck of a lot better than what we had. Woo! All right. Now what I need to do is do this on that down there. I might need to let's see. I think I can use the light on my phone for that. I might be able to. All right. All right, so there's a good closer view of that. What I did have in there was this, which has nothing on the inside. Top's broken. And that other hose that looked like it came out of a garden hose. So now this, the new PCV valve, a good hose, it's on here good, tight. It's on there good and tight. There's no crimps. So this is getting good flow through a good new PCV valve. So that in itself should help the engine run so much better. All right, so I've got these parts. I've still got a I don't know, you can't see it right here, but there's a hose down there that's kind of cracked that I guess I need to turn the light on my phone, but there's a hose down there that needs replaced, and then this thing down here needs replaced. All right, that's better. It's kind of nice when you get a phone that's got a light on it. I don't know if you can see the split. Let me get that screwdriver and I'll point at it. Or actually with my scissors. Right there. You see it? There's a split in that hose. And that hose is tough and old. So it's just an elbow. It just goes from here to there. But that split right there, and you can see right through that. That's enough for that to have a vacuum leak, which will definitely cause the vehicle to operate slightly different too. And I'm trying to figure out. Okay, that's the intake manifold. All right, so the intake manifold has, that's where it pulls in. So I've got a suction that goes from that. I follow this line, and this line goes up. It's that one right there. And it goes up to this thing, to the bottom, through this thing. So this is a sensor here. Not really sure what that thing does, but it senses something. See, there's wires on it, right? So it's sensing, right, the vacuum and the airflow through that from the intake manifold. And it goes back, and I'm sure it goes back and tells your computer in your vehicle something about this. And then your vehicle adjusts how it works based on what it's sensing from here as well, right? Just like that has a vacuum through it and affects the how the vehicle works. So do these hoses all down in here. So I'm gonna replace that here in a little bit too. But right here, you see that right there? That is the, what do you call that? The power brake check valve. And there's like a little grommet that fits rubber. See, I'm pushing in the rubber grommet there. Then it's got this hose here that runs up, and it goes down to the intake manifold down in there somewhere. Like right back in there. Right back in there somewhere. So this thing right here is missing a part. Let me show you that. Where is it? All right. See that part right there? It's got the kind of got the X across it, plastic piece. It's like a little cap covering that. If you look at that, this thing don't have that cap. That's why my brakes were all screwed up. That's why the brakes didn't work at all. So I'm going to pop that thing out. I might be able to pop it out with my hands. Let me get this thing down there where I can see better. All right. Because it's got the hose on top. Let me see if I can pull the hose off. Oh, the hose is on there pretty solid. I don't want to accidentally disconnect it from the other end. All right, just like the other thing. I might have to pry it off. Oh, there it goes. All right. See it? That plugs in. And there's a rubber grommet in there, so I'll probably take that rubber grommet out too, since I got one in the like a replacement rubber grommet too. So let me see if I can get that thing out. All right, coming out. Ah, there it is. So that's the old rubber grommet. See? So I need to clean up around that. I'll take that thing that's cleaning my hands off of and wipe that. Then I'll put that new rubber grommet in. Where'd I put that thing? Oh, it's still on there. Okay, so I got to take that off. I think I'm going to have to use two hands for that to get that hose off of here. But you can see the back. See how that's all open, totally missing. And then right down there you can see the hole. Right there you can see the hole that runs to this. So it was just pulling air from the outside instead of pulling it from inside that thing down there. So let's see if I can get that thing off there. I might need to pry that off with a screwdriver. All right. All right. That's the old one, the old grommet. That's the new one, and the new grommet. So I think it's going to work perfect. I'm going to show you what the difference is and why this old one wouldn't work. And look at that. So you can see the red paint and the white stuff all the way through it. And then you can see the hole that goes to this thing. Right, so through that hose back there, right, it was trying to pull air through this, right, through this, and then through this to create a vacuum inside of there. Well, because it's open to the outside, there was nothing, it wasn't creating a vacuum into this, into the booster. Now, this is the new one. If you look at it, you can't see through that, can you? Right? It's because it's got that part on there. So I don't know. Just over time, the thing must have fallen out, or somebody broke it. But if you notice, this one has a crack right here. I can run my thumbnail in that crack. So let's say that thing cracked. That part fell out, and that's what the brake problem was. So now, still got these here. And of course, this is the extra grommet that came with it in case I needed to put it on a different vehicle. You can see, totally different size. Right, so that's the old one. That's the new one. Wonder if that'll work. I might have to put the old one. No, maybe not. That might work. But if I can, I gotta get down in there and clean that off real quick. Let me move that hose over. So I'll just kind of give that a good wiping down so nothing's falling inside. You don't want stuff to fall inside of the booster because you don't want it to, you don't want it to have gunk inside. All right, I'm gonna see if this new grommet will fit. Oop. All right. So if the new grommet will fit, then, oh yeah, look at that. Can you see it? There we go. So the new grommet fits in there perfect. Good tight fit. And then I take this thing with that big tip and I push it in there. See, there's a little tip on the outside. Take the big tip, just push it on in there. And it's going to take a little pressure. All right, I'm going to have to work with that for a little bit and get that in there. All right, I got the new one in there. Can you see it good? Trying to get it to where the light shines on it pretty good. Get that down there a little bit further. So it's got the new grommet. This, well, I might push it a little further. All right, that's pushed in pretty good. Got a good fit. Now I need to put this hose back on that. So, all right. Push that back on there. It gets good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, went on easier than it came off the other one, but that's a good fit. Perfect. So that universal part works perfect. And that right there, may fix from going from non-existent brakes to brakes that work really well. $5.99 and a little bit of elbow grease. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this brand was the Dorman. It says universal. It's a universal fit. Power brake, check valve, and grommets. So Save that new grommet. Save the old grommet. And that thing, there's the problem. Created absolutely no brakes for the car, for the Jeep. All right, let me move these out of the way. The next job is to get down there and replace that hose. After I replace that hose, then I'll go around and check all the other hoses and see if by chance I need to replace anything else. Sometimes you just got to search and look. Even if you look at one hose, it may look perfect on this side, but on the other side it may have a split. So you got to be careful with that. Got that taken care of. Got that taken care of. Oh. All right, carry these back in here. I always like to hang on to parts and pieces. So I know that's the old junky part, but that old grommet still has a lot of good play in it. I mean, it's not overly tough or anything. And then got this new grommet. I might be able to use that somewhere someday for something. But it's always good to hang on to stuff. See, this is that. Look at that. Doesn't that look like it came off a garden hose? I don't know who the heck did that, but it had a bad crimp in it. Yeah, that's the one they had run into the PCV valve. But you can see other old hoses and things here that I've hung to over time, because you never know when you might need to use a piece of a hose on a vehicle. Save you a couple of dollars and a trip to the hardware store or the auto parts place. I'm going to get in, start it up. I'm going to see how it sounds, and I'm also going to press on the brakes a few times, see how it feels. Before. I still hear sounds. I hear something, but it's not going click, 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 click like it was before. I believe the PCV valve in this hose really helped with that. Also, when I replaced on the brakes, is a vacuum hose, right? That also affects how the engine runs. Even though I fixed the brakes, I'm also thinking I'm correcting some problems here. So now I'm hearing the click, click, click like I was. So I still need to look at that. And be careful, there's a fan down there. You don't ever want to stick your fingers down in there. That says caution, fan. You put your fingers down there, it chops them off. So yeah, I still got to do some more checking on that, but it sounds so much better. It's idling so much better now. still have the knock, but I still need to check on a lot of stuff. I still got to check my oil too. I'm going to check the brakes real quick. I found a stick. Brakes are working great. So much better. So much better. I'm so happy. Makes it a much safer vehicle now. Alright, I'm going to turn that engine off. Sounds hot. All right. I think that's it for the video for that's it for the video for working on the brakes. I got some other issues with this I need to work on. I got a couple of tires going flat. I've got, of course, the ping 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 sound in here. I got to figure out what's going on with that. I'll do another video. But you guys, I have learned something very, very important about the brakes. That little plastic thing that I replaced, that check valve thing, that right there, that thing being broken, just totally disabled my brakes. I had no brakes. It didn't work at all. In order to move this thing and brake, I had to use the hand brake, the parking brake before. But what you just saw me do, the backing in, back and forth right there, that was all just the brakes, using my brake pedal with my foot. It's working so much better. So much better. So now, I've got odds and ends to do with that Jeep. So as I work on doing some of that stuff, then get winded. I got excited. That's what happened. I got so excited to fix some brakes. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna be doing some more videos. Talk to you guys later.